I'm tired, so exhausted that every word that leaves my mouth feels heavy with the weight of generations worth of trauma. I'm talking about gun violence and police brutality against black communities. How long are we supposed to go on like this? I can barely breathe with the constant reminder that my life is not valued. When I was a kid, we learned about violence in school. They taught us about war and the traumatic consequences that it has on the human psyche. But they didn't teach us about the war happening behind our backyards. They didn't teach us about the very people that were supposed to be protecting us were killing us. It's like there's a target on our backs. Walking out the house doesn't feel like stepping into the sun. It feels like stepping into a war zone. White hands clutching weapons like they have the right to decide who lives and who dies. The color of my skin becoming my death sentence. People asking us to be peaceful, to sit and watch while they treat us like animals. But how can we be peaceful when the very people who are supposed to be protecting us are killing us? How can we be peaceful when they see our lives as disposable? We've been screaming Black Lives Matter since before it was a hashtag. We've been marching and fighting, dying just to remind the world that that we are humans too. But they keep forgetting. How many more hashtags do we need to create? How many more times must we hear the phrase, he was just reaching for a weapon right before where he snuffed out? I'm tired of the excuses. Tired of the same old lies. They tell us there's a violent world out there, but they're the ones creating the violence. They tell us we're the problem, but they refuse to see their own reflection in the blood they spilled. Black people have been living in fear for generations. It's not a new thing. Our ancestors were slaves, and even slavery was abolished. They had fear of being lynched, and now we in the 21st century, we have the fear of being gunned down in the street by the very people who are supposed to keep us safe. It's time for a change. For too long, we've been living this cycle of violence. It's time for the people in power to listen to us. It's time for them to understand that we are not expandable. We are human and our lives matter. We cannot keep living like this in a constant state of fear. Black people deserve to live without constant dread and of being killed. We need justice, and we need it now. The time has come for us to fight harder than we ever have before, to scream louder, to protect more fiercely. We won't stop until there's a change, until the people in power finally understand that we will not quietly go into the night. Until we see world where black lives are valued and our humanity is seen. We're tired, but we're not defeated. We're standing up and fighting for what's right, and we won't stop until justice is served.